Hello and welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about all the fun things that I finished for the month of April, the things that I was working on in the month of April, the things I pulled out of Area 51, and the things that I hope to start and finish for the month of May. Now this is the 7th already of May and I have not started on anything because I've been sick, but I'm really hoping to get done with these things, and I'm just going to remain hopeful and see what we can do. But I'm ready to go talk about some yarn and patterns with you all, so make sure you grab your cup of whatever and a project, and let's go dive right into the fluff. So let's talk about Area 51 first. Area 51 is what I call where my works in progress go that maybe do not get as much of my time. They're loved, but maybe other things just happen to catch my eye and hold my attention during that time frame, and these go to Area 51, the unknown, kind of like the alien spaceship in Roswell, and just kind of hang out until they catch my eye or I get this weird wild hair to work on them. And that's happened. I showed a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago, I don't know. I showed a while back that sweater that I was going to try on. I haven't done that yet. I think this is where I kind of have a little bit of ADHD, I'm not sure, but I'm very much a project procrastinator when it comes to next steps of projects. So say, for instance, this pair of socks that I pulled out of Area 51. So the last time you saw these socks, I was talking about them in my video where I showed all of my whips during a live, and at that time I was contemplating if I wanted to rip them out or finish them because I had started knitting them and I realized my gauge was a little bit loosey-goosey on one of them and I was worried it was going to be too big. So after that video, I just kind of ripped it all the way down to the toe, which I left the toe, and I'm going to go ahead and show you that my toes are different toes, by the way. I don't know if y'all noticed that in that video, but I was experimenting with different toes. And I just left that. I'm like, why not? Why not have different toes? It doesn't bother me. One's a little bit wider. When you put them on, you really can't tell. Although I do prefer the more rounded toe, like this one. So going forward, I'm going to have more rounded toes and not more triangle toes. But I did go ahead and it was this one. No, it was this one. I ripped it all the way down to here and I kind of tightened up my gauge, and I'm much happier with these. And so I knit on these and I got these all the way to the point where now I just have to put in my heel. I think on both of them, I think they're even. No, I have a little bit more knitting to do on this one, like 1 or 2 rows. And then I can put my heel in both of them. But this is where the procrastinator knitter Kim comes into play. I'm really not a procrastinator. I guess this is where ADHD Kim comes to play. I get to this point where I know I need to put in my heel, but it just sounds so, it's not even daunting. I just have to be in the mind space to do that, and I'm not in there in that mind space a lot of the time, so I haven't done that yet. So I got to them to that point again, and then I even put them in the really cute makeup bag that is now at Aldi's. If you have an Aldi's, you need to run and go get you one of these. I talked about this in a live. I've actually spilt strawberry juice on mine. It's fine, it'll come out. But these are supposed to be for makeup. They zip around, but they're perfect for small projects. And they're perfect for projects with DPNs, because that way your DPN just stays in there. And then when you unzip it, it's like a yarn bowl, and it has sides, and your yarn can just run around in there and play as you knit with it. It's amazing. These are like 10 bucks. Great deal. And there's a little mesh pocket on both sides. I'm probably going to pick up another one. I keep watching them as I go into Aldi each week, hoping that they go on markdown so I can grab another one. $10 is not a bad price for them, but I'm really trying to conserve money. But yeah, so I just need to put in my heel. So before I forget, this is step 6 yarn. This is a German yarn. That's the official maker right there. Osterman. Step 6. It is 150 grams, and with that 150 grams, there's 410 yards. This colorway is called Autumn, which is color code 111. And I did grab my other one, so I have 2 more of these. These are DK weight yarns, and I got these from my old local yarn store before they closed down. Now, originally I just bought the Autumn because if you've been around this channel for a while, you know that I love fall with every part of my being and winter, and I am not a spring person because of all this allergy stuff that happens every single year. So that was an immediate grab. But my local yarn store was closing down, and she had this big sale, and at her yarn store at retail for $27.75. I think I got this one on sale also, the Autumn. But when she was closing her doors, she had this huge blowout sale, and I got 2 of them because they were really cheap. But this one is probably one of my favorite. Look at the pinks and the blues and the purples. So back in the day, I had these like linen kind of shorts when I was in college years, many moons ago. And they were this color. They had this really weird print on them, but they were so comfortable. I loved those things, and I pretty much lived in them in the summer and the weekends. But they had the same color. So every time I see this, I immediately think about that time frame. And wearing those shorts. I love them so much. So that is summer. And this color, I don't remember the colorway name. I couldn't find it. All I have in my notes is the color code, which is color code 109. But it's very similar to Autumn. It just has a lot more yellows, and it has these really pretty minty greens and these browns. But it gives me kind of that 70s vibe, and I love it. I love it so much. So I thought about doing, because these are a DK weight yarn, doing maybe a baby sweater in them, or one of them, to see how the self-striping would work up. But you can kind of see how it works up on the label. I'm just kind of curious how it would work, but they're really nice yarns. They are somewhat of a workhorse yarn. They are that 75% superwash merino and that 25% polyamide. And when I say workhorse yarn, I mean like it's sometimes not the most luxurious, softest yarn, but it has a lot of durability. But these are actually, this yarn is pretty soft. I mean, it's definitely softer than acrylic yarn, but it's not a soft like Madelinetosh or Malabrigo wool. It's a different Micron Count. That was not coming out. But I love them, and I need to use them. So that is what I've been working on as far as from the area 51 of unfinished objects. I thought y'all would get a kick out of my toes, so I had to point those out for you. But I am at that pivotal moment of just putting in the heel, and it really is just going to come down to me sitting down and doing that and trying to remember that pattern. I'm probably going to do a fish lips kiss heel just because that's my favorite heel to do. And so I need to really just print off that section of the heel so I can get started on it. Once I get going, I don't have to look at the pattern because I've done it so many times, but I'm just a little rusty, so I need to have that sitting in front of me or pulled up on the computer and get that done so they can become travel knitting again, and I can work on the legs and the ribbing and get them off the needles completely. Another thing that I've worked on this past month has definitely been the Bag O Day make along with her shawl pattern composed of Madness, and I am loving it. I do wish it was a written pattern. I understand that she really doesn't do written patterns, and I get it, you know, but I'm more of a written pattern kind of person, which is why I haven't done a lot of her videos. I just don't ever have time to sit down and watch a whole video. So I either have to watch it in like fast speed, and I'll just get that what's happening in that row, and then I'll just pause it, and then I'll fast forward to the part for the middle, and then I'll pause it, and then I'll fast forward to the part to the end of the row. And unfortunately, that's just how this happened to be. But I have been working on this a lot, and I'm on the last row of the 3rd video. So whatever that equates to, I don't know. This is living in one of my favorite project bags ever, because y'all, I'm a child of the 80s. If you did not know, I'm gonna pan the camera in a second and show you. But this is my Funko collection from the movie The Labyrinth. It is like one of my favorite movies of all time. I watch it quite frequently. So because of my love of The Labyrinth, when I saw this collection come out, I had to buy a bag. Now this bag is several years old. It's probably going to be hard to find any more of them. But the bag maker itself is addicted to sock knitting. But the fabric was hand drawn by an indie dyer. And the indie dyer, let me grab one of her yarns, is Panda's Jewels. And you can tell she did the artwork there. But she does all these little cute collaborations. There was also stitch markers that went with this. They actually may be in here. I gotta show you these because they're adorable as well. Yes, they are. So it came with a whole collection of stitch markers. So there is... Whoop, that one, there's the owl, there's the door knocker, one of the little ghouls, and yeah, so cute. But yeah, love the set, love the set. Oh, and by the way, this yarn is one of her yarns that she dyed. This is actually You're My Only Hope, and it's a Star Wars, Princess Leia, and R2-D2 combination. But I love her yarns. I will link her shop in the show notes down below, as well as all the patterns and things that I'm talking about today. But anywho, so back to this. I'm using Hobie Twister Summer, and I'm pretty sure this is Twister Summer in the colorway Coastline. It could be an art yarn because I don't know. It came from the Hirschner's, the 2 cakes for $14 kind of thing I got last year. There's a video. I'll link it down below. I did get a cake that I was going to do a giveaway for. I have not done that giveaway yet. I just got too busy last year trying to get in here. It was a lot last year. And I haven't found the opportunistic time to do the giveaway yet this year. I haven't decided. I want it to be like special and do like a giveaway thing. I don't really know how I want to do it though. I'm still trying to think on that. But it could be either way. But it's just a really pretty colorway, and it just screamed summer to me. And so this is the Composed of Madness shawl by Crystal from Bag O' Day Crochet. And y'all, I love this thing. I'm having so much fun doing this. I'm very addicted to it right now. Like, it's all I want to work on is this shawl. But I am having a hard... I can't really watch all the videos. So I try to work on it when I can. And then at night, I'll keep one earbud in so I can like watch TV with my husband. And then when I go to do the next row, I can play that section and it doesn't disturb him and get what I need to do. And then I'll pause it. But I love how this is working out. So mine is a sport weight yarn, but it is cotton. Yeah, 55% cotton, 45% acrylic is what I think, because that is what the Hobie Twister Summer base is. But is this not so pretty? I did have to do a little bit of color maintenance, and I had to cut out some of the pink. What was happening is in this section right here of these puff stitches, I got about halfway down, and then I realized it was changing to this darker color from this lighter pink, and I didn't like that. So I ripped all of that out, and I cut the yarn so I could start the darker pink on that section, and I'm glad I did, because it's kind of making that row of puff stitches really do its thing, and it's just going to be so pretty. I think it's going to be a really good size. I'm not typically a triangle shawl person, though. I like more of a wing shawl, so where it's kind of longer than deeper, and I kind of wish I had looked into it before I started this and made it that way, because all you have to do is do more increases on the ends and that gives you more of that longer shape than the direct triangle. But it is what it is. I think I can still get some wear out of it. I'll probably just use a shawl pin when I wear it. But even now, I mean, it's going to be, it'll be cute wearing bandana style. It's usually how I wear my shawls. And I'll get the little ends and wrap them down here. But I love this. It's really pretty. And I love the stitches. It amazes me, Crystal's mind, and how she's able to write this as she's going and do the math in her head to figure out the exact stitch number. Very impressive. So another one of the things I've been working on is writing the pattern to the moon. And I started off writing his pattern because he's actually a little harder to write than the sun. Because it just is. But I didn't work on this at all last week. I'm just going to be honest. I was just too congestion head, and I just felt so horrible. I cannot process anything. And to be completely honest with you, I'm still pretty congestion head. But this is the first day since Sunday night that I have not had a headache and had that head feeling where it feels like your head is just going to fall over. And so I'm just now getting to the point where I can process things again. And so I'm really going to try to work on this a little bit this week. And I am going to get these both out to you. I just don't know when. I've quickly learned that in just all aspects, I am not a tutorial person really. I don't really love making them, and I really don't enjoy watching them. And I know that there are people out there who do, and that's perfectly fine. We all have different ways how we process things and how we handle situations and things, but I'm going to get it out to you because I said so, and I am someone who, my word is very important to me, my integrity. So if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I may forget, and I may not be the fastest of it because other real life things happen that I have to tend to, but I promise you it will be done. As far as the things that I'm also working on, I do have one of my baby booties that I'm taking up in the progress, I guess you could say. This is the easiest baby booty ever, and that is literally its pattern name. I'm looking at it, and it's pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie. It's just some garter knitting, and it makes, where's the bottom? That's the bottom. This is the front. So I still have to seam up this one side, and we know how I feel about seaming. So what I'm doing is just crocheting around it and calling it a day. And I have to make the other one, but I'm making these on actually just 2 DPNs. I'm using them as a straight needle because they're lightweight, and were in my basket, and so they were easy to get to. But the way that these work is you make like this, you knit this T basically, and then you fold the pieces over. So the little baby's foot goes in right here, and that's the front of the foot, and this is the back of it. I mean, they're super cute. And this is some of that yarn that I got from this video when I had this great thrift store find, and we decided that it is, I love this yarn. And I don't remember the colorway name. I think I looked it up. I'll put it in the show notes. Or I'll link the Ravelry page. How about that? Because all my projects have Ravelry pages. This is really pretty pink, and I have a lot of it. And so I was like, hey, this is a perfect opportunity to use this for cute baby booties. I also grabbed this light pale pink. I'm going to be making a pair with it as well to donate, because I need to make a lot of baby booties. I've been given some. I heard that I have some on the way from various members of the community. Thank you so much for that. Like, super, super grateful that you are taking some time to knit some baby booties for my charity. It seriously means the world to me, and it's going to mean the world to the mothers who receive these. So know that I am utterly grateful to you, and I just can't thank you enough. So before we talk about finished objects, I do want to do a little giveaway. Now, this is the giveaway. I'd shown this a while back, but I thought that because it is Earth Day last week, it would be the perfect time to do this giveaway. Was it last week or was it the week before? Anyways, whatever it was, I didn't feel good, and so I wanted to do this giveaway last week, but I didn't feel good. And I didn't even record last week. So today is the day for the giveaway. And I like putting these in the middle of the movie. Oh my goodness. In the middle of the video. So it kind of helps keep the spam down. So to win this, I am going to require you to leave a keyword down below. And that is just so I can use the random comment picker to pick a winner because some people may not want to win this, and that's understandable. But this is a really cute bag set that I thought would be really great for a small project and like a notions bag. And this is 100% recycled polyester. It's made from plastic water bottles. How cool is that? Perfect for Earth Day. And it's a really cute print, great size, perfect for your yarn and small projects and notions. So it's a win-win. So the key word that I'm requiring you to leave is going to be the word bottle, B-O-T-T-L-E, and you're just going to work that into a comment down below and you'll be eligible to win. Now let's talk about some more of the rules. Number one, YouTube is not affiliated with this giveaway, neither is Aldi or whoever is the company, Crane, who made the bag. No one, it's just Shigelle giving it back to the community. Number two, you do need to be 18 years or older to be eligible to win. That is a YouTube policy. That has nothing to do with me. And going off of the YouTube policies, you do not have to be a subscriber to this channel, nor do you have to leave a thumbs up. Although those are greatly appreciated. And if you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up. It really does help the channel so much. You have no idea how much hitting that little thumbs up really helps the channels that you love. YouTube uses that as a major metric for what is deemed quality to push out to other channels, and the more views, the more AdSense I make, and the more opportunities I have to do giveaways. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up, but know that it is not required, as that is one of YouTube's terms and conditions, which will also be linked down below, as well as the giveaway policy for YouTube and the other link that it requires. There's going to be some more rules down below that you're going to be required to read on your own. They're up to the they're up to you to read over them and to make sure that you are following along with the terms and conditions of YouTube and the community guidelines. That's that link that's going to be down below, so that you'll be eligible to win. And I will choose a comment in 7 days, so next Tuesday, via the keyword bottle. And I will make either a community post or I will put it in another video letting you know who won. I will not be commenting on this video in a comment saying that you won. So if by chance this video does get picked up by a bot spammer, please protect yourself and know that that is not me. If it ever you are wondering if it is me, you can always reach out to me through another social media. All of my social media stuff is down below, and I'm actually Googleable. You can literally type in yarning for a smile and I will pop up everywhere. I've had the same name for however many years it's been, since 2013. I'm everywhere. So you can contact me through any of those places, and then I will ask you to come back to your comment and leave a word so that I can verify that it's you, just to make sure that no one's trying to steal your prize. I don't think they will. It's just some recycled bags, but I've seen it happen in the community before, unfortunately, and it's sad that we have to take these precautions, but it's all we can do. Open for worldwide. You just need to make sure that your country can receive gifts. And I'm just going to do the shipping through pirate shipping. So any other thing that comes beyond pirate shipping, you're going to be responsible for. I can only get it out the door and get it on its way to you. And then unfortunately it is out of my hands. I will send tracking, but that is that. So as far as finished objects, I do have a couple of things that I actually got to finish last month. And those are some baby booties. I did finish another pair of that easiest baby booty ever, and I did it in this purple colorway. This is in the colorway, I think it's Lion Brand Vanish Choice Dusty. I had this yarn for many years and I think they're super cute. This was my first time trying to do the seaming part, and you know I hate seaming, but I am tying these together with a little bow. I thought that'd be a cute way to kind of package them. And I put some fiber fill in there just so you can see how they look. Now the other two pairs that I did were the Kelks baby booties, and I have a video, this video, kind of walking you through how to make that. It is a free pattern, so you're going to need to click on the link in the description of that video to get to the actual pattern. But I did complete and wash, sew in my ends, all the things to those two, and I also used, some ribbon to hold these together. This yellow is Lion Brand ice cream yarn. This was the whole version, and then I used some of the Sweet Bee Baby yarn, Sweet Delights Yarn Bee. That's the yarn name. And I think these are super cute. I really like these. I really enjoyed knitting the non-whole version a lot more. I definitely want to make more of these. Now that I've done it twice, like it's pretty much an autopilot pattern. And I really love that Turkish cast on. And if that's a new cast on to you, don't be alarmed. I go over it in that video, so you may want to check that out. But they're super cute, and they are done. I just need to take their photo and put them on the project page. I've already moved the projects, I think, to complete it, except for the Easiest Baby Booties, because I'm still making that dark pink pair. And then once I get those done, I will finish those and close that project up. The other project I finished was I finally finished my deer. Y'all, look how cute she is. So this is Friendly Annie the Deer. This is a pattern by Olka. I'm not even going to try to say her last name. And I used 408 yards. I used various yarns. So I used some Fezza Yarns Capri, and that's the white color, and then the brown for the shoes. And then I used Yarn Bee 44th Street, which is camel, for this. It's kind of a halo-y yarn. I thought about even getting a brush and trying to make it more fuzzy like deer fur, but I just haven't done that. And I may not, because I'm scared I'm going to mess it up, to be quite honest with you. But I love how this deer turned out. Now I'm going to show some photos as I'm talking about this, because I did have a lot of fun going out and doing glamour shots in a way with this when I completed it, but I just love it so much. I love its little antlers and the spots like a little fawn on its back and its head. It's just adorable. I just did some sewn on eyes. This is not intended for a baby, but if this does get left to a grandbaby later on in life, I would like for it to be completely safe for them, and sewn on eyes is the best way to do that. I love the little lapel with the ruffles. Oh my goodness, it's just so cute. I really love this pattern. And I really loved how it turned out. I just think it's super sweet. And going out and taking photos was just too much fun. Too much fun. So the last thing I have to talk to you about today is going to be one of the projects I'm going to really be focusing on for the month of May that I have not started yet, and I kind of hinted on this project a little bit in one of my previous videos when I talked about the Knitting Fever yarn. That is this video. But this is that Lance de Nord, and it is the Poma Tweed luxury line. Y'all, it is so soft and so pretty. But this is going to be a poncho. We are going to be using the Likey crochet hooks in this gorgeous color. Look at those. And we're really going to be testing these out as we do it, and I'm going to give you my full review on them after this project's done. But I'm telling you, I am completely shocked at how smooth these are. I do talk about these in the video when I talked about this yarn, so if you haven't seen that, check that out. But I can't wait to dive into this. This case just smells so good. I'm always smelling things. It's just one of my things. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun doing this project, and this is something that I would love for you to do it with me. So if you're wanting to make a crocheted garment, maybe this would be your first crochet garment as well, because it's my first time to crochet a garment. We can do this together, and we can be each other's cheerleader and push each other through the mundane long crochet stitches. I'm getting tired. Crochet stitches and have a finished object to wear by fall. So if it sounds like a good deal and a thing that you want to join in, let me know down below. Be picking out your yarn. And I did get a yarn in the mail. I did talk about this on my last live, but I did get this yarn from Boss Kitty. It is called As You Wish Speckled, which is a homage to one of my other favorite movies, and that is Princess Bride. Look how pretty. Love that so much. Boss Kitty actually has a YouTube channel. I did talk about that a little bit on that live, and I will link her channel down below and her shop. I really love her dye style. I love her speckles. I just think it's so pretty, and I think it's going to be great paired with a tonal and a shawl. Super soft base. This is a, I think, 100% superwash. No, 75% superwash, 25% nylon, and 263% fiber nerd fun. Love that. Love that. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel so you can catch more yarny, fun content and talk about yarn with me all the time. Bye.